Can you overcome stuttering on your own? Yes, no one but you will solve this problem. To tackle it, to overcome it, to eliminate it, to achieve the most positive dynamics and so on, with all the implications that come with it. No one but you can control your thoughts. Your speech apparatus stop you, think for you, do things for you, such as in various ways and so on. In other words, you can eliminate your own stuttering. But for that, you need proper professional support. A piece of advice. You need a good mentor who will point out all your speech errors and speech mistakes, and thought errors at the level of the body, at the level of thought. What's wrong with you? What prevents you from speaking normally? So you can always and everywhere speak based on comfortable feelings. I think primarily only about the subject of speech, like any normal person who has never stuttered in their life. But here it's important to understand that the specialist who works with you, yes, he will guide you. At first, he will supervise your movements, he will track your results, your dynamics, helping to analyze those important moments for you. But he won't be able to do anything for you. He provides information, and you need to absorb it like a sponge in order to achieve the best results. If there's something you don't understand, so does he explain this to you? He listens yours. Conversations recorded on a voice recorder, recorded on camera, phone conversations, conversations recorded on a voice recorder in a store, for example, or on the street, and he looks at your speech errors and thoroughly analyzes them from start to finish. That is what happened, why it happened, since you've stuttered for 5 years in your conscious life. 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 15-year-olds, you have experienced thousands of speech blocks. Some people have experienced tens of thousands of speech blocks. Heavy or medium or small, it doesn't matter. But did you do it? This is ingrained in you like it's in your subconscious. So you do this excellently. You consider yourself a master of sports when it comes to speech blocks. You don't even need to be taught this. Think of it as an international title. There is such a title in sports. So you need to understand that, especially in the beginning, there can be various issues with retaining the learning material. That's normal, because it would be strange if there was such a long-standing block and someone told you something, shared something with you, and you go, aha, got it. And everything just happens on its own. No, I'll let you in on a secret. The first hours. In the first few days, 100% no one succeeds. And it would be strange if it worked out. You just need to focus more on what helps the student themselves, what resonates with them. What makes him start to feel an inner uplift, an inner confidence? What makes him begin to get the answers? Considered for a long time. Because before he was looking for various solutions, but unfortunately they either didn't help or they helped in such a way that it was quite unstable. And those were basically crutches that were hard to use there. It is inappropriate in speech. Somewhere it could cause it. Certain considerations. Doubts, for example, with techniques. You can only get rid of slow speech on your own. Stuttering can only be resolved by the individual through their own efforts, with their actions, their deeds, with their own thoughts, by changing their own thinking, with the help of which you actually convey your own speech. Because before we say something, we think, which means we exist, we think, we reason. It's a thinking process. It's not an automatic process. No one does it for us. Yes, normal people are used to speaking in such a way that they don't even think about how to convey this or that information. They just speak and that's it. But still, they think about speech. They think about what they want to say in general. Who they are talking to, why they are speaking. Considered So speech cannot be called a completely automatic process in any case. You manage this process yourself, manage it yourself. No one can manage this process for you. Remember this once and for all, like the Lord's Prayer. This is very useful knowledge, and it really helps in reinforcing certain elements of the educational program. Because if you hope that, for example, just attending classes, just listening, just going to lectures and waiting for some magical result, for free, easy, comfortable, natural speech that won't lead to anything good. Your speech is in your hands. Your life is in your hands. Your consciousness, your thoughts are in your hands. Yes, the most difficult thing is to learn to manage yourself and your own thoughts, but you can strive for that. And for example, in the context of stuttering, you might not completely get rid of this problem, but at least you can learn to speak clearly, normally, and freely, so that you're not distracted by anything other than your speech topic. You should be able to speak like all normal people do, at least to speak in the way that normal people do, for the most part, about 90, 95, or even 99% of the time. In some situations, it can even be 100% easy if you just train yourself to think in a certain way, if you train yourself to react in a certain way to different circumstances. Because what is stuttering? It's really simple, in essence. If you look at it metaphorically, it's a specific reaction to certain situations. So, for example, at home you don't stutter by yourself. Fact, nothing scares you, you're not afraid, no one is listening to you. But as soon as someone appears, you worry about stuttering or errors, some kind of weight in your eyes, then the sudden thought arises that you might stutter, that something might go wrong. And you need to work on that productively, step by step, reinforcing each element of the educational program and not moving on to the next lesson until it has been mastered properly. That's the only way to eliminate stuttering. Again, eliminating stuttering on your own. From your speech, change your thinking, change your mind, your view of your speech, because no one learns to speak for you. Your own consciousness, your own attitude towards your own speech, because again, no one can learn to speak for you. They can give advice, analyze mistakes, point out errors, and show what to do in these situations, how to behave in these situations. Show it's a way to work through certain moments which actually will help you speak normally. But absolutely no one can completely get rid of stuttering for you permanently. So, it's very strange to hear such advertisements on the internet like, I will get rid of your stuttering. I will eliminate your stuttering. Let me help you overcome your stuttering, your speech block. There for some amount in some time. No, that doesn't exist and it never will. Even take that same infamous hypnosis where people just work through it with you. Well, they work through it with you professionally. That negative experience that kind of triggered this problem. Either the dog didn't come or mom didn't come or something else. Yes, it can only be help as an additional tool, help you solve this problem. But that's not a complete solution, and it's just a tool that you need to use repeatedly. Yes, because when the hypnosis is over, the same people will be in front of you in certain situations. You have developed a reflex, a long-standing reflex that you've developed, meaning the reflex to stutter, the reflex to block, the reflex to replace words, all reflexes. In the sessions, we learn to change this reflex, doing it step by step. And we mainly strive to think only about the subject of speech. Even if you stutter or get tangled up, do it in a professional, comfortable, and easy way, in order not to get stuck, to avoid turning it into tension, to avoid making speech blocks on your own. Can you overcome stuttering on your own? Yes, you can indeed overcome this problem on your own. Overcome it, solve it, eliminate it, and completely damn it.